Hey, what's going on, guys? Kurosama here, and we're doing a pretty quick review. Trying not to, dwindle too long on this figure because I think we all know the outcome. We all know the quality of the Gundam universe figures, so we're not going to waste time here. We're just going to go ahead and start diving into it. But I do like to take a look at the box just because, it's tradition at this point. We got to take a look at the box. So like always, the art illustration here on the front cover generally looks really good, and the Barbatos Lupus is no exception. This looks fantastic. I really like this art. Once again, I wish I had a full body of this with like some, good scenery and, a way to hang this up, because that'd be really nice to have on the wall. This is number 35 in the line. Here in the back, you're just seeing the articulation. So obviously the knee's gonna bend, the elbow's gonna bend. That's pretty much it. And you're gonna have a little synopsis right here at the bottom about the Barbatos Lupus. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You got more in the lineup. We already covered the red frame, but we have not talked about the Strike Freedom. And I don't even know if I have that in the collection. So if I do have it in the collection, we'll go ahead and review that at some point. So now we have it out of the box, and let me give you my first impression. It's alright. I wasn't really expecting much to begin with, but I was like, you know what? It doesn't look too bad. The proportions is what really throws it off. I think it's just really wonky in a lot of areas. I think like the legs, the waist ratio is just really off. I think the chest might be a little bit too small. The head, the neck is a little bit weird. But yeah, this is a $20 figure or $25 figure. I think I paid 3,300 yen. So to me, it's a little bit pricey for the quality that you get, but it looks okay. So let's take a look at the head first. Like I mentioned, I think it's a little bit too weird. I think the crown piece in the front is just way too big and kind of overshadows the entire head. Like it takes up so much real estate that you generally don't see the eyes that well. Maybe it's just me misremembering how it really was in the show, but I just think that front crown piece is just way too big. Overall, though, I mean, it doesn't look horrible. It's a little bit out of place, or it's just the proportions look odd. And the neck itself, it's just really cheap looking. Now for the body and just kind of like the waist section itself, I think it's a little bit weird. I think it's just a little bit too small. And then obviously like the little pistons here on the side, it like they did better than they did with the first Barbatos Gundam Universe figure that they put out. It's significantly better, like miles difference. But I still think it's not where it should be. I think it looks a little weird, and obviously they're cutting off the parts, so it kind of looks like the Barbatos' like true abdomen, but obviously it's not, because everything's just kind of cut off for the sake of, I guess, I don't know, proportions, or reusing that particular part from maybe different Gundams, or just different figures in a line. So yeah, I mean, it has good range of movement, mainly because like all that's going to be cut off. But yeah, I don't think it's that great. Now looking at the waist, I think it's good. I think like even the side skirts right here are fine. They go out, have good range of movement, but we'll talk about that when we go to the articulation portion. But this is actually fine. The biggest problem is going to be the back skirt. That actually comes off very easily, so I do recommend getting some glue and just gluing that down. Now for the legs, I think the legs are actually pretty okay. I think just with the rest of the proportions of the body, the legs look to be a little bit too long. That might just be me. It could be just my eyes. So this is not an objective assessment. I feel it just looks a little bit too long. And also the ankle, it just obviously does not look that great, because this is probably a reused part from a previous Gundam Universe figure, hence the little clip-in parts right here. So that's my little assessment, but it just looks really out of place. I think they could have did better with that. But yeah, overall, the legs aren't too bad. They actually have the green right here, so I was surprised that they went and did at least that much detail. But yeah, looks pretty good. Now for the shoulders and the arms, just starting with the shoulder armor, it looks good. Don't really have any problems, but yeah, definitely wish there was some extra movement with this red piece. But the arm itself looks pretty decent. I think they are just doing a much better job with the molding here, and they actually have the different color fingertips, which is pretty surprising, to be honest. But yeah, I think the arms themselves look pretty good. Maybe a little bit too lanky because of the smaller chest piece. So I don't know. I think overall it still looks pretty good. And the backpack is just one solid piece, so nothing really to talk about there. Now for the articulation, you are going to get some pretty good movement here at the neck. Shoulders really aren't bad either, so it can go up and down, and you can bring this arm pretty much all the way out. Rotation here at the upper bicep. Surprisingly really good bend at the elbow, like probably the best we've ever seen it in the Gundam Universe line. Ball joint for the hand. Waist is on like multiple little like ball joints and hinges, so can pretty much go back and forth all around, and yeah, really go into some crazy bends. Side skirts are on this little peg and hinge inside here, so yeah, it's gonna have a pretty good range of movement. Front skirts can go a little bit out, and it's just basically gonna be on a peg. Hip can go down and up. Rotation here at the hip. Can go pretty far forward and pretty much like all the way back. Splits are almost possible. Knee bend. There'll be two ball joints here that connects to the ankle as well as the foot, so you are going to get a large range of movement for this foot and ankle. So yeah, the articulation for the Lupus is surprisingly amazing. Really exceeded my expectations before I even took it out of the package. It probably is currently standing right now the best Gundam Universe figure I've probably handled, to be honest. Now when it comes to accessories, you're really just going to get the sword mace. It's fine, it's just like obviously hollow in the inside right here, but the color's good. It has a lot of good details etched in there, so yeah, no problems coming from me. It's, yeah, sword mace. And you'll get an extra hand that can wield it. And the last item that comes with it is just going to be a stand adapter. Now once it actually has the sword mace, gonna be honest, it has some pretty dynamic pose capabilities, so this is looking like a win, to be honest. I love the silhouette of it. I love the range of movement. It doesn't look half bad. It has some details. Yeah, this is actually a really good looking Gundam Universe figure. Now with full confidence, after what I just, experienced and played with, this is definitely worth the $25. And that, coming from me, that's a goddamn seal of approval, because you know how I am when it comes to these figures and how much I torment myself still buying them, still reviewing them, not as often, but still reviewing them, giving my little tiny criticisms here and there. But if moving forward, these are how the figures are going to be, developed, made, engineered, I'm actually pretty much on board, especially as they go a little bit more of the obscure line. Give me a G-Self. Hell yeah, I'll take a G-Self Gundam Universe figure. Give me a Gundam Age 1 normal. I'll take that. Alright, so look, that's all I really got to say about this figure. It looks good. It really doesn't feel bad at all. It doesn't have like that big old squeaky noise that the previous Gundam Universe figures had, like just super loud friction going on in the joints. I don't think I hear anything like that. And like I mentioned, I think a lot of the engineering in this is brand new. Maybe some things are still borrowed from previous figures within the Gundam Universe line, but the molding looks really good. The amount of detail that they put into this is actually really good. So man, that's actually kind of jarring that I think of all Gundams, it's the Barbatos Lupus that I feel is the best, when the original Barbatos was like the worst in the entire line. So hey, look, a lot of evolution going on at Tamashii Nations. I applaud them. Yeah, I think this is a really good sign. I know they have the kind of revised version of the Gundam Universe line that's going to be coming out next year, or maybe it's a TBA kind of announcement, but I think it is going to be next year that the new kind of revised line is going to be coming out. So I actually do look forward to it, because having some of these little figures just, scattered across my office at work wouldn't be too bad. Instead of always having to build and then bring a model kit, I could just bring a figurine it does a job by representing what kind of nerd I am. So yeah, that's all I got. Really just quick in and out review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I am trying my best to get in the mood to build models, to paint, and to review once again. So here's the hoping. 2025 is the year of the Crow-sama. So hopefully I'll be back, and I'll be back stronger than ever with a rejuvenated sense of motivation. But that's it for me, guys. Thank you all for watching. Let me know in the comment section below if you already got this one, since it has been out for quite a while, and if you are planning to get it if you don't have it already. But that's it for me. I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.